the outside, they're playing press coverage. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Now Kessler on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll come out in the pistol. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. Second down, it's Bell. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
Now Ben on third and long. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So the defense gets the pick. The offense, Charles, they go backwards, but they do get 3 points.
Very happy to get to 3, but you know what's happier? The defensive team on the other side. They shut them down after the turnover.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On second down, Kessler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Ryan Shazier ran so fast at his combine that many people thought someone actually ran for him. He's a linebacker who ran sub 4.4, and he uses that speed to make plays all over the field.
Here we go now.
On third down, Kessler. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And it's fielded at the 34. Oh, shifty. Whoa, a second juke. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a first down carry by Bell. And down to the 36-yard line here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he hinted it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And, boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Time for the offensive starters now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a guy to watch out wide, Sammy Coates.
A slow start in his rookie season, only caught 1 pass in 2015. They're expecting much bigger things from him, trying to help out that offense. He can get open. You know his quarterback will find him.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position, but as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college. With all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Shift together here from the D-line. Roethlisberger keeps it, and he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger scoring on the sneak from a yard out, and the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. So with second and goal, still had a couple of downs to work with. They tried to sneak, and they got in.
I like the idea that they did it early in the down and distance count. Second down as opposed to waiting later on. I think it fooled them a little bit, but how about the push they got up front to get the quarterback through?
Big push and a touchdown to boot. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. Those defensive linemen, they cover things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. And you're not allowed to climb. You got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
Ten yards to go on third. Throwing is Kessler on third down. And that is incomplete. Andre Hawkins, the intended receiver. And that brings up fourth down. There's Britton Colquitt now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 on the gain there, and that'll be good for a Pittsburgh first.
And that run was what a lot of people called an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And here are the defensive starters. In your old position, you get to talk about the secondary.
The best athletes on the field, Brandon.
Debatable.
Well, we'll see how this goes today. I love the way you put my guys down. But you know this. They've got to cover, and they have to tackle. They have a heck of a task in front of them in this game.
And that's complete to Jesse James. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a second and long to start things out. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Roethlisberger will throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it.
Now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Now that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And the back goes into motion. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Wheaton with a catch right side. A really nice gain of 25 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll need to get the play off quickly. A carry here for the big tight end. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ladarius Green, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Boswell for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. And the Browns getting set to go. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
On first down, Kessler. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give them 13 on the pickup there. And the Browns are going to have a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Kessler. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Funches with a catch over the middle. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield. I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face, because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Terrell Pryor, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Oh, and did the Browns get it? I think so, yes. So the onside kick is recovered. And, you know, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
It takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here. A first down throw for Kessler. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Now the Steelers' offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Wheaton's got it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, Roethlisberger. That is caught inside the 5. A good pickup there of 20 yards. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. And now a first down following that long gain. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They come out here in the eye. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. The tight end changing his position. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Double tight, guys, double tight. We got 3, fellas, we got 3. Here we go. Blue 30. Guys up, jump up. Let's go. 180. Middle. 25, check 25, check 25.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Kessler going to try and throw on third. Now they go screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And it is incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They come out here in the eye. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he's got room. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
This is Mostert. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Final play of the half. It's Kessler. He sets to fire deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. and that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Halfback sent in motion.
Two.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And this one caught by Coates. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
These two.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push them back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up 1st downs.
Now Kessler on 2nd down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Going for the deep ball. He's got a man, complete, past the 20, and all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there, 78 yards, and the Browns get a score closer. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
They'll try and punch it in with Crowell. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. On the return, here's Justin Gilbert. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And the back goes into motion. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. No, check. Patrick.
After the interception, here's Kessler. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Bud Dupree. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They give it off here to the tight end. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package.
Yeah.
6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On second down, Roethlisberger. On the right side, caught by Green. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Marcus Wheaton was the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Easy. Rush it. Rush it. Rush it. All right, here we go. 180.
6 yards still to go here on 2nd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Shazier in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they're going to speed things up here. On second down, here's Kessler. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. He's going to go up top again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he's going to Le'Veon Bell. Kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On 3rd down, Kessler. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So the D-line's going to spread out. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
They got to get to the 23 here on third. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And he motions the wide receiver. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. He's got time in the pocket. And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the one. And that timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now Bell, and this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. We become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every time.
And he's got his tight end. It's Green for the Steeler touchdown. Ladarius Green with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Mostert. And some room to maneuver. 26 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Cleveland first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Kessler now on first down. And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And it's 3rd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it.
Oh, my Lord, the light is going down and the week is here. soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here.